Greg, could you tilt my thing just a little bit?
Oh, guess what?
No, just the whole ladder.
Oh, no, I grabbed
Tilt, Greg, look at me like this. Just a little bit. Perfect.
I don't have my long bed. Buy another one from you. My daughter just emptied out my car.
Okay.
And I grabbed
Well, I don't have any here, but you can borrow one of hers from the first bucket. Okay, we're going to get started since it's a few minutes after, okay? All right. You have an extra? Okay, so let's shine feet forward and shift side to side. Good, just feeling that stretch in the ankles. He has some extra ones. All right. Hips side to side.
She cleaned my car out. So she took my bags out of my car, and I have a bag under my bed.
Yeah, of course. And ribs side to side. This is your time just to get used to what's happening in your body. Reach one arm out and the other. Oh, let's just pretend there's 50 people out there. And ear to arm, ear to arm. All right, and now forward and back. So you're lining up your back heel and pushing forward. If you need a little something to hang on to, that's fine. Otherwise, another trick is turning your front foot in a little bit. But keep the back one lined up so you can really feel it. Stretch the calf and then use the calf to push you forward. There you go. Bend your knees and shift forward and back, keeping the back heel high. Belly button's pulled in. I know you don't need it for this, but just start to kind of get it working. Hips forward, hips back. Hips forward, hips back. And you go any pace you want. There's no rhythm with this. Hips forward, hips back. Now ribs forward and then ribs back. Ribs forward, ribs back. Reach forward, grab something, and toss it behind you. And look up, then look down. All right, other side. So lining up, feeling that big toe activate as it pushes you off forward, using balance if you need it. Then bend your knees and let's shift forward and shift back. And you just feel that pressure on the back foot as you're kind of using your arch in the back foot to help you. Then hips. Hips back, hips forward. Feel that hamstring stretch and then a hip flexor stretch. Good. Are you feeling it, Sharon? Do you feel it? Good. And ribs. Pull your ribs forward and then concave them back. Pull them forward and then back. So you feel them roll and then curl. Reach forward, grab something, and toss it behind you. Shoulder blades move. And look up and down if you want to add that. All right. Let's do a little roll down together. So my feet are placed sit bones width apart, facing forward. Take a breath in and reach up. Stretch. Then let your arms melt down. Take a breath in and roll down, one vertebrae at a time. Pause at the bottom. Let's bend your knees a little bit and straighten your knees a little. Bend and straighten. Good. Take a breath in and roll back up, tucking your tailbone under. Very nice. Feel okay? Okay, we're going to do our basic 3 squats, right? This sit to stand, the wide one, the split one. then we're going to add some kicks to them, okay? So the kicks can often throw you off balance because it's one foot for a period of time. So if you need to, you're going to hang on at that point. It's still going to work you, so you don't worry too much about your balance, but it will build the muscles that help you gain balance, okay? So sit to stand first. Good, sitting that behind back, really reaching back for something behind you, the chair. Good, go ahead and stay down. Let your arms swing. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And this is the first thing I've really done that asks you to use your core. So as you exhale and lift up, you have to use your core to keep your ribs down. All right, keep your arms up. Dig a little deeper. Dig, dig, dig. And come back up. Now wide. My arms are going to go wide because my knees are going wide. Good. If I had my back against the wall, I could imagine doing like a little jumping jack. All right, stay down, okay? Stay down, nice and comfortable. Arms open and then fold in half, then open up. And fold closed and then open up to the ceiling. One more time. Open up. All right, stretch those fingertips out and let's go side to side. Feel like you're really stretching out those pieces of materials in your back that hold you erect and tall. Now you're wiggling them side to side. All right, let's pause and come back up. You're going to walk your little feet in, and we'll go straight to that bend. So split squat. I'm going to use balance. I've got my foot out high enough that it has to be off. Then as I go down, I'm aiming my knee toward the floor. Squeeze on the top. Squeeze on the top. So my body is trying to travel straight up and down this line that I have next to me. As if I had a picture frame, I'm going straight up and down. How about 3 more here? Good, and shake that out. And that's pretty hard on the back leg, right? But that early moment is meant to stretch it. So you're meant to be really stretching that quad and then squeezing and stretching the hip flexor. So now you're on the other side. As I bend down, I'm stretching my quad. As I come back up, I'm stretching my hip flexor here. I bend, stretch my quad. Now I'm stretching my hip flexor. So whether you go as slow as me or not, or as deep, it doesn't matter. It's your own thing. Just feel what you're meant to feel. A stretch in the quad, a stretch in the hip flexor. 2 more. Last one. Good, shake that out. If you've got your long band near, I want you to grab your long band. We're just going to warm up the shoulders a little bit differently with this, okay? So it doesn't matter if palms are up or down, but about shoulder width apart and spread it open. And what you're doing is using your scapula to squeeze open those blades. Or sorry, I guess you're squeezing the blades closed together here near your back. Try to keep the elbow as straight as possible. So the elbow doesn't bend. If you have hyperextensive joints, you can soften your elbow a little bit, but try to keep it straight so you're really using the outside here. Okay, you're going to go up with one and down with the other, back to the middle. Swap. Other direction, back into the middle. There you go. Straight arms for me. There you go. Back in the middle. Stretch and split. Back in the middle, stretch and split. Okay, so that's some of the arms we're going to try to add to, eventually at the end, add to your work, okay? One more arm would be punching, so it goes behind you. The band goes behind you, and I'm punching forward, right and then left. Yeah, it's not particularly hard, but it activates your front chest muscles, and it just uses something a little bit different. You used your back for all the other stuff, so this is using your front. So eventually when we grab the long band and add things to, you might do a split squat like this, right? Right? So first we just get the split squat. Okay, so no band right now. You're going to practice I'm just going to take this off unless are you bothered? Okay. It's very hard to talk. So after my split squat, I'm just going to start with the easy one. Just tap in front of me. Split squat, tap the other foot. Okay? So that'll be level 1. Level 2, you're going to flick it. Kind of flick that foot off. Squat, flick your foot. Okay? Level 3, you kick it up about waist level. And you're aiming for the heel of the foot hitting the person in front of you. Sorry to be so aggressive, but good. Try to work. So I'm looking at my body in the little mirror in the thing here, and I'm trying to keep my body fairly still. My tendency is to want to flop out and kind of kick it to the side. Try to keep your body still and upright. So from the side view, I'm also keeping tall here. Right? I'm trying not to lean back with that kick. Okay, not too bad, right? Not too bad, considering. Okay, when we go to the side, it's going to be a side kick, right? So we're going to do one side and then the other. So after I kind of plie, or whatever one you want to call it, you'll kick out. Then we'll go to the other. Okay, so it will be a side tap for a level 1, squat, and a side tap. Or flick your foot off, could be a level 2, right? Just flick that foot off. Or a kick. Try to aim the heel for the person that you're kicking. There you go. So if I make a bit of a narrow squat, it's a little easier. That wide squat, see how much I have to travel? So that wider squat is a little harder because I really have to travel over to the other foot, which takes a lot of work on that standing leg. So a little more conservative squat makes it a little easier. Okay, you're getting it, right? Getting tired? All right, let's try the split squat. So first split squat I'm going to do, you're going to kick backwards. Okay, so after I split squat here, I'm going to tilt and kick back. Split squat, tilt and kick back. It could be a tap, right? See how I split squat and then I just tap that foot back there? It could be a flick, like a little flick of your foot, like you got some water on your leg. It could be a kick. Kick back. Aim the heel for the person that you're kicking into. This is hard because you're on one leg only. Same leg, repeat, same leg. That's it. Now we're going to switch legs because that leg got worn out. So I split squat and then I kick back, and that could be just a tap or a flick of my foot or the whole kick. So maybe Greg, swap now since you were alternating before while we do 4 more. 3 more. I'm using a little balance right now just because I find I can have a better form if I use my balance. I think that's 4, right? Okay, shake that out. Heart rate up a little bit, but not too bad because we didn't use our arms. Okay, so now if you're going to use your arms, we got a band. It's harder to hang on, of course. I don't have a plan for this first one. So I think if I have it in front, then when I kick, I'll spread it wide. I think that'll work. Sit back, kick upright. Sit back. Yep. My band goes out and open. We look Russian? How about 3 more? Last one. Feel okay with that? Okay, so for the side ones, we went squat and then side kick, right? So what about if we squat and then side kick? Squat, side kick. You could do it the opposite too. It doesn't really matter. right? So if I did it the opposite, I would kick while I spread. It doesn't really matter. It's just motion in your back. And it gets your arms above your heart, so you're starting to work your cardiovascular. You could also just let go of this and hang onto a wall. Okay, feel okay with that? Okay, now behind your back for the punching forward, right? So after I squat, I'm going to punch. Squat, punch. We're going to have to do the same side. Same side. You can punch with the opposite arm. It doesn't matter. It's just going to be the same each time. Squat, kick back, squat, kick back. 2 more. Other leg. So the leg repeats, the arm you can do whatever you want with. You can repeat, you can go on the opposites. It doesn't make much of a difference. Squat, kick back. I'm trying not to tilt too much, right? As I squat and then kick back, I'm trying not to let my body veer over to the side. I guess you can punch with both hands too. How about 2 more? Woo! All right, that should have burned the front leg this time, right? Let go of your band. Now we're going to change the assortment. I'm not going to do arms because it's going to be complicated enough with your feet. We're going to do one of each one, then go to the other side, one of each one. So it's going to look like this. Squat, kick forward, wide, kick side, back, kick back. Then I'll do the other side. Squat, kick forward, wide, kick side, back, kick back. All right? We'll do one side then the other, one side then the other, then we'll speed it up. All right, ready, go. Squat, kick forward, wide, kick side, back, kick back. Other side, squat, kick forward, wide, kick side, back, kick back. Squat, kick forward. Wide, kick side, back, kick back. Squat, forward, wide, side, back, back. Feel like you got it? Okay, 30 seconds is fast. Let's do a minute. It's in your own pace. So if you want to go that slow, you go that slow. If you want to go fast, you go faster. Stay coordinated and stay in that sequence. Ready? 1 minute. Go. I'm getting sloppy, and I'm probably going to punch a hole in the wall. Oops, wide, back. Get your brain working. This is as painful to your brain as your body, right? We got 10 seconds left. Woo, that's it. Shake it out. Good job. Nice brain work. Okay, find something, a wall or a floor, and do your downward dog to plank. The focus is the plank. The downward dog is the break. So you find your plank, that's the hard part. I want you to feel like that's your strength. Then you give yourself a break. Then you go back to strength. Then give yourself a break. And I didn't give you much of a break after that because this is work, right? We're trying to get your heart rate running, your muscles burning. Good. Now show me that downward dog. That's it. Yeah, your feet have to be a little closer, right? Then back to plank. Downward dog. All right, stay in your plank. If you're on a wall, you're going to reach your knee up. If you're on the floor, you put your knee down, leg up, leg up. Leg up, leg up. Knee down, other knee down, leg up, right? Good. If you're on the wall, you're bringing one knee up and then the other knee up, right? If you're leaning on the wall. All right, rest. If you need to, you can do downward dog for a rest. Now on the arms, it's a little trickier. I want you to go down to one arm, up, up, down, down, up, up. So if you're on the wall, you're leaning into the wall, you go down, down, up, up. Try 3 on one side and then swap and start with the other side. Oh, that's okay. I got here at 9:20, so you must have just missed me. Good. Downward dog and give it a rest. Step in, and roll on up. All right. Well done. Shake that out. Ankle mobs now. So take your little mat or anything that's squishy. I want you to have one surface that's squishy under your foot and wobble your ankle to and fro, to and fro. Good. You can hang on if you want. Maybe less roll because your mat is too unstable there. So if you fold it in quarters, that might be good. Fold it in quarters. I have a very thick mat, so I can just, there you go. Yep. Roll into the ball of the foot like you're going to lift your heel up. Then roll into the heel of the foot like you're going to lift your toes up. Whether you actually lift your heel up or your toes up doesn't matter. Roll to the front, to the back. Hang on to the, I want you to really work on the mobility, and so you tire out your calf. Yep. So I was rocking to my heel and then to the ball of my foot. Okay, I want you to push into the first toe, push the first toe down, and then push into the pinky toe. So you're literally just thinking of the toe, and maybe even grab the mat a little bit. Grab it with your big toe, then see if you can kind of grab it with your pinky toe. Then open up and grab it with your big toe. Right? We're not terribly coordinated with these toes, so it's really an intent. It might not actually happen. Good. All right, up onto your ball of your foot using your balance. Stay there. Stay there. Grab your first toe and your pinky toe. Roll to your first toe, roll to your pinky toe. If this doesn't feel okay for your ankle, you could just go down and do it on the floor, because this is a little harder. Good. And go down, give it a little break. Feel okay? Other foot. So you're wobbling your foot around in a circle, just kind of checking it out. Everybody's ankle is slightly different. But you want to try to see if you can get as if you had like a plate of sand and you were trying to put as much of your toe or footprint into the sand. Right? Change direction. There you go. Okay, now we're rolling forward and back. So I'm going to roll into the ball of my foot so my heel almost comes up. Then roll to my heel so the ball of the foot almost comes up. And I'm using a wall for balance. You're using a bar. What you're trying to do is teach your ankle to move. So if you have a tree and it's totally stiff like a pole, right? The pole doesn't blow in the wind. It just tips over from the base. So if you want to be a pole, you're going to just tip over. But if you're like a tree and you've got lots of flexibility in you, maybe an alder tree or something, you're going to wobble in lots of places. So each one of those joints from your foot to your head is important to keep your flexibility. All right, now we rolled into the first toe and then into the pinky toe. And I'm kind of grabbing with my first toe the mat and then grabbing like a little kitty cat. But it's really hard to coordinate your first toe and not your pinky, and your pinky and not your first toe. So don't worry, it's just more of a roll and where you put your accent. Good. Okay, rolling up onto the ball of the foot. So you're in a heel lift position, and you're going to roll to the heel or the first toe and the final toe, the fifth toe. So it's a bit of strain on the ankle, but this is what happens when you go about on a trail. And your calf? Good. So you want to find a comfortable position to do this. But it's prepping you for the more demanding things that might happen out in nature. All right, give it a rest. Whew. All right, now your ball of your foot is up on the pad, but your heel is off. My heel is off my pad. The ball of my foot is on the pad. Good, and I'm going to lift both balls of the feet up and down. Both balls of the feet up and down. Notice how my body wants to rock back. It's going to rock a little bit. The more you can keep it stable, the better. The more other part of your foot. Keep your heels on the floor, Greg. And lift the ball of the foot up. Yes, without tipping backwards. Good. Flexibility. Good. Now, if you bend your knees, can you do that? I cannot, right? I cannot. My soleus is so damn tight, right? I could only do it a little bit when my knees were straight. I could lift it up a little bit. That's the soleus being so tight, right? Okay, shake it out. That should have been felt here in the front where the shins are. That's why runners often get shin splints, because they need to lift that ball of the foot to clear the floor. But if they haven't been running for a while, that muscle gets worked too fast, too much demand. Okay, last one is going to be your little balance challenge with eyes closed and head movement. So everybody's at a different stage. Some people are still with one foot in front of the other, or Romberg, right? Some people are on one foot. Greg, you are on a mat, right? You don't have to be, but you might be. I think that's probably your level. Yeah, because you're able to hold yourself there without hanging on, right? And everybody, also, the mats are different. So what place are you going to be at? You don't know. Well, you have to test it and see what you can stand at without hanging on. So can you stand on one foot without hanging on? No. So you're going to put one foot down and test tandem. Tandem is like I'm on a pole. And if I'm still not able to do it, then I'm going to go to Romberg. Okay. Find your spot, whatever is your challenge position, and then turn your head right and left. For the most part, you're not hanging on. If every once in a while you have to tap, that's okay. But I want you to rely on the other parts of your body to catch you. So think of that tree and think of how flexible it could be. If the wind comes and blows it one way, maybe perhaps it'll flex somewhere and it doesn't need to tip over. Look up and down. Be flexible in that ankle you just moved. The knee is soft. The core is engaged. All right, now your eyes are closed. Close your eyes. Don't move your head unless everything was so easy, then you can add head movement with your eyes closed. But if you're challenged at all by just eyes closed, just stay there. 3, 2, 1, relax. Okay, other side. So if you were tandem, it's the other foot back. You should always be weight bearing on the back foot. The front foot is either in line or Romberg, but you're still weight bearing on the back foot. All right, just try to hold your balance there. Now, my pad is pretty firm. I don't have, like you have 3 or 4 folds, so that's why it's much harder for you. If you had my pad, it'd be easier. So ideally, I probably need a little more pad, or I need to, try to move things around so that I'm working harder, because I'm not working hard enough to gain any skill. Yeah, thanks. Good. All right, now turning head to side. Good. Good. So Sharon, a few touches is fine. If you can't do it at all, you make your balance a little easier. So you make more 2 feet, right? You put the Romberg even closer, like the heel to the arch of your foot. There, that looks good, Susan. Although I can only see you when I go past the midline. Look up and look down. Good, you're using your ankle to hold you there. And you're noticing, do you suddenly go off totally when you look up? Perhaps when you look up, you're swaying your body back because your neck is so stiff that you can't look up. That's a possibility, but then you can know that about yourself. Not just eyeballs, Sharon. I know. Good. All right, hold your head still and close your eyes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Whew. Has anybody, I know we don't do it often, but has anybody noticed a difference just since we started classes in July? A little better? Moderate? Okay. We don't do it a lot, but it's nice if you notice a difference. I just noticed a difference. I was like, wow, I couldn't do that. Early in July when we went back to these things, I found all of these muscles very sore. And so in 6 weeks' time, I felt much more confident. But it can help me relate to when anybody is starting new, something new. And it's like crappy, you just feel like things are really hard. But the more you stay with it at your own level, the better you're going to be, inevitably. All right, so do we have enough time for hip work? 10:03, not really. How about we just do the hip lifts? So you're going to have one foot on the foam or whatever lifts one foot up, and your hands are on your hips, and you lift right. Let's lift the right hip up. So your left hip is staying still, and your right hip is lifting up. Good. And you're trying to not use your waist as much as you're using this butt muscle. So you might want to even feel your butt muscle on the left side and see, is it contracting? Do you feel a little bulge under your fingers when you go try to lift this hip up? Now keep it up, all right, and swing it forward and back. Now you engaging that muscle while you lift it up to do this work is what's hard. Usually we just let it sink down and it's fine. Now you're working harder. Swing out, across, out and back, and you're still trying to lift your right hip higher than your left. Lift that right hip higher than the left. Work hard, because all we're going to do is a little bit of this stuff before we lay down. Good, and shake it out. That should have been standing leg that worked, not the swinging leg. Is that where you felt it? Standing leg? Kind of. I see a question mark on Susan's face. That's okay. Let's work on it again. We'll try it again. So now my right foot is on an elevated surface. My left foot is off. My hands are on my hips. I'm going to practice lifting my left hip up and off the floor. If I have to touch down or use balance, that's fine. But I'm going to practice lifting my left hip up by squeezing my right butt cheek. So I want to see your t-shirt change, Susan. I want to see the difference between your t-shirt. I have too much black. But I want to see the difference of your t-shirt change in angles. Yes, that's better. Squeezing this butt cheek to do it. Okay, then you're going to stay up, right? And let that leg go open and close. It's not really hard for the swinging leg. It's hard for the standing leg. I think we actually swung forward first last time, but that's okay. All right, I can notice myself getting tired. My left hand is sinking down. I'm going to go lift it again, and let's swing forward and back. My right butt cheek is pretty tired, so I'm slowly drooping, right? And I have to keep accentuating this right butt cheek squeeze to lift my left hip. And then let's go open and across the midline, open and across behind. Good, and this is where it really drops, right? It's much easier to do this. Can you see how my hips are moving the wrong way? So if I want to lift it up and then squeeze, it's much harder on this standing leg. Oh my goodness. 3, 2, last one. Shake it out. It's subtle, and you might not always get it at the beginning, but we'll keep practicing. It's called a hip hike, okay? And it uses the standing leg butt. All right, let's lay down on our mats for the Pilates part. Find your posture on the mat. So after you've figured out where your feet are going to be and your tailbone, the little arch in your lower back, shoulders are back, fingers are reaching towards your heels, your chin is a little bit tucked and ribs stitched together. Go ahead and breathe out. Feel that pelvic floor lift. So if you get confused and you haven't done this before, you might have a habit of breathing out and pushing out. I want you to breathe out, but feel your pelvic floor lift, as if you were holding in your urine, like you're on a long road trip. Exhale, relax. Sorry, inhale, relax. Thanks, Greg. Inhale, relax. Exhale, contract. Thank you for catching me. To be honest, I had an image of a rest stop, and I thought, well, that's kind of dangerous on my road trip. All right, exhale, imprint. See how much you can just use your core to push those vertebrae down, trying to keep your buttocks relaxed. Using your core, imprint, push the vertebrae down. And since it's such a simple move, you just want to try to concentrate on your core doing that motion and not your buttocks, not your neck, not your shoulders. Imprint and then squeeze your behind to lift your hips to the ceiling. Squeeze your knees together a little bit and then lower on down. Exhale, roll up. Squeeze your knees together a little bit so that they're at least parallel and then roll them down. Exhale up. Squeeze, breath in. Exhale down. Landing all the way with that little gap in my back again. Then imprint. Exhale up. Squeeze. Exhale down. How about one more? Imprint. Exhale, roll up. Breath in. Exhale, roll down. Tabletop your legs. Open your arms to a T facing the ceiling. Inhale, drift. Exhale, back. Inhale, drift the other way. Exhale, back. Keep it conservative and use your own resistance. Resist yourself as you pull those knees back up so that you get more out of this exercise. If you have the opportunity in your brain, try to think of pulling up and in that pelvic floor. Exhale, pull up and in as you return your legs to neutral. Good. Point your toes to the ceiling. See if you can do a little imprint here, reaching your toes to the ceiling. Exhale, relax. This is like T on the ceiling. Remember the tabletop T on the ceiling? But you're lifting your toes up, imprinting and relaxing, trying not to use your neck and shoulders. It's so small, you can hardly see my legs move, but I'm trying as hard as I can. 2 more, exhale, toes up to the ceiling, imprint, inhale, relax. Last one. All right, put one foot down and then the other. Interlace your hands behind your head. Pull on your head a little bit so it comes off your body. Neutral lower back. Breath in. Exhale, lift your shoulder blades off the mat. Look at your knees. Breath in. Exhale, land your shoulder blades only, not your head. Breath in. Exhale, lift. Breath in. Exhale, land. Keep going. Think of your shoulder blades. If you have a tank top on or even a t-shirt, try to feel the mat leave your shoulder blades. Like you're peeling off of it, and then you land the shoulder blades, not your head. Keeping your lower back neutral if you can. Last one, stay up. If you need a rest, you can lay down. Otherwise, grab your thighs and use your arms for a rest. Hands behind your head again, or lift up from the floor. Breath in, and begin the rotation. Exhale, rotate, inhale back. Exhale, rotate, inhale back. Trying to keep my shoulder blades off when I get to the middle. Doesn't have to be perfect. There can be a little shoulder blade down on there. You just try your best, curling your upper spine. Last rotation. Pause, grab your thighs, take your legs to tabletop, curl it up. All right, we're going to do one more rotation with our feet in tabletop. Hands behind your head. Now I'm imprinted, right? So you can imagine that T on the ceiling and rotate. Inhale back, exhale, rotate. So I'm imprinted, no neutral back now. And I'm working my lower abs and my upper abs. Pushing that belly button down to the floor, working my transverses. How about 2 more rotations if you can, otherwise rest. Good, and then grab your shins and roll on up. Sit up tall, exhale, curl down. Inhale, sit tall, exhale, roll down. Good, no hands. Roll down, inhale, sit tall. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, sit tall. You can always grab your thighs if you need to. If it felt like, whoa, that was just a little too much, well, then grab your thighs. That's fine. All right, you're going to stay up next time. Stay up. Let your leg go long, other leg go long. Okay, hands behind your head. Now we're going to go to the side. Inhale, side, exhale up, like a candy cane. Inhale, side, exhale up. Inhale, tilt your elbow toward the floor, exhale up. So you're making the shape of a candy cane. Both butt bones should be sitting evenly on the mat. Good. All right, hands across your chest. Exhale, hinge back, flat back. Sorry. Yeah, you can do that. We can exhale back, take a breath in, exhale forward. We'll do 2 breaths for each one of these. Exhale back, flat back, breath in, exhale forward. Now it's easy to use the rectus abdominis for this, and you are going to use rectus, the straight one. But try to pull that belly button in towards your spine so you're using your core as well. So really flatten your spine. Imagine your belly button pulling to your spine and your spine pulling to your belly button as you do this hinge. Breath in at the back, exhale back up. In, exhale back, breath in, exhale up. Give it a little rest. So we're trying to teach flat back and then curl back, right? So we did curls and then flat. And then hinging is a flat back, right? Rotation. Oh, sorry, we did side bend. Now we're going to do rotation, okay? So your arms will be out. I don't quite have enough room there. Arms are out, and we'll rotate. Exhale, exhale, inhale back. I have my toes pointed even though it's not quite the right thing for a twist, but that's because we're going to integrate 1 plus 2 in a minute. We're going to do our back hinge and our twist. Exhale, exhale, inhale back. Exhale, exhale, inhale back. Good, relax. Do you have a yoga block at all, Sharon? That would be helpful. You don't have a yoga block. We need to get you one. That would be helpful. Just a small one. It doesn't have to be the biggest ones. All right, so we're going to hinge back and then rotate. So if you want to watch me, I think I'll do hands behind my head. This is also an option. It's a little easier. But I like the idea of my elbow going towards a corner. So as I rotate, my elbow is going towards the corner of my room. And then I'm going to reach back with that elbow. I'm going to turn around to the other side and then come back up. Then I'll go the other way. Reach, turn, reach back, circle around, and come back up. If you want to separate this, it's just one. You can just reach back and come back up. If I'm making it too complicated, you rotate, you reach back, you come back up. I think that's better. I was making it complicated. That's the roundhouse. You can do that, but it is complicated. So I'm just doing the more simple. Rotate, reach your elbow toward the back corner of the room, come back up and unrotate. Good. Relax. I know my legs are sore. Your hip flexors? Yeah, mine too. So let's just give that a little moment and then we'll do some curling. What were you saying? We were doing alternate right, left, right, left, right, left. That's all right. All right, so let's do some rolling down. Your legs can be straight, or if you're using it for a little bit of help, you can help yourself down. Arms overhead. Inhale, look, and then roll back up. And if you're helping yourself, that's fine. You just help yourself with your thighs. Finish at the top. Breath in, exhale, roll down. So in this exercise, you're not supposed to have a moment of relaxation. Even at the top, I'm still tense. I'm not relaxed. I'm still tense. Even at the bottom, I still have my ribs stitched together when my arms go overhead. So it's not meant for you to have a moment of relaxation and just lay or sit. It's meant to be pretty tense the whole time. Let's roll halfway down. So I'll wait for everybody to get up to the top. Curl, curl, curl. Get up. There you go. Now roll halfway down. Good. Open up to one side, close it. Open up to the other, and close. So think of really pushing your vertebrae down. It's not flat, right? You're doing this around back. Yeah, it's flat. You might have a step back. This is heavy and hard for you. Curl it. Push your belly button to the floor. Up, give it a little rest. Go back down. Put your arm across your chest or chest. Your whole step up. like when I do my chest here, the same feeling a little higher. I set my chest here, then a little higher. Alright, so here, roll down, bring your arm, yes, and hold. 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, hold 2 minutes more, 3, 2, we'll finish up. Alright? I can't straight hold. And I know we have a little more time. So on them, to the ceiling, walk this. When I go to the other little step, the left here, the other side, or girl. Yes, stay on my other side. Pull 2, 4, 6, 1. But it's 2, stay with 1. Stay with top, long, back, you guys. Pulse, pulse, in, stop. You relax. Imagine that first we did. Your toe really, and you into your spine. Right. Under that. And it feels like it's too much. The parent pull on. You get your hands free. You're going to touch with that. Okay? So pay top of the legs. Put the ceiling bottom. And your head. Outside, you get that leg. Go to that pulse. Mistake. Your body pulse the pulse in here. See I'm slow, breathing pretty, hold out, and then legs. Like that. Sit your arms long, see, roll up to the side. Arms long, up and lift, lift the legs up and down. Stay up, down. Bring some here. Inside, so sit down. Around to get burned on this. If you want to do the challenge, your legs up at the band. Peel off. Peel off. Woo. Okay, bench your knees. Nice. Top as well. So if you mind putting it on your hips, you can see your hip is moving. So I do the forward and moving up. And forward and back, forward and back. Make this out. We're going to do you just make this up. Good. The toe. Over heel. Try to get back in your body. Turn your back. And whatever hard, center your heel to the leader to the sleep. Whatever's around 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did you feel that in your butt? Okay, good. You're stretching long, small up, and if you end up both legs and down. You can touch the set your knees, touch your hips. Use your waist. You have any spaces or other that you make it really hard on one side to the other. Make this harder. Peel it up and keep up, and then peel it off half off. Not just not burn yourself on the elements. Oh, good. Okay, leg extended up. So now your head long, lift, and lower. Good. So when you extend that top, I hope you create it now. Just see your waist, be the gap at your waist. So pull this chair you forward here. Yep. The chair now is a little deep. Your foot is like foot to line to reach your seam, the seam or teacher, and pull back. There you go. So you should do that. Then lift your top hand, bring it that move at all. You can keep that, swing it forward, back. Come on, you're just tap my leg up, tap use flexion, and loose. Forward, and then extensions. Keep it there and if you need rest, I think this or I'm not sure if it's or use long mid, right? It's also more better than these that was used to be. All right, it'll be a challenge for you. Let's see, it's 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Onto your arm. The side thing and all is keeping your arm around your waist. So you want to feel it down. Very make sure your hand rest. You okay? Don't keep keeping your down. The level of your when you first get started, stay straight for a minute. The 30 seconds on this at a time. Make sure you're sitting with your arms. Okay. Sorry, you got those right now. We put this timer on 2 minutes. Or actually, stop for 1 minute and we'll hear. Okay, go ahead. Side plank. What does that do? Might just be also knee, might be my forearm, hands. Strength. Your armpit, long arms, your butthole. With some legs, you're going to roll towards me to front. Alright, front. So you get down on this, you make your rock down your hands. Greg, you go down, right? You know, you step up, you go up and down your hands, whatever you want. Okay? So let's go in. We're going to have 30 seconds left. So just watch. I mean, this is more free. Keep going. Got more 30 seconds here and 30 seconds to the side. Shift to the right, to the left, shift forward, shift back. So the strength to be fully up against the rubber. And you're swapping side. All right, on your right leg. Right. So unfortunately, not battery is in. So it means that so it's a myth for the party. 4 seconds. Okay, so for the ones that has one, and I'm going to give you more finished because you still have just 1 minute left according to the you to land your tummy and slip, and then 100. So that's what we're going to do at this time of the day pretty soon. So land your tummy, we'll go to the same. You're going to continue 100. And if you guys me on sorry about the body thing, it's just impossible to look from here. Swim in. Just core, tighten up, another. If you set your legs in and then practicing with the half open on the floor. So swap. Your chest is saying no. If you only have a swing, actually the heart in the air is not the floor anymore. You your body. And stop. Just one in the other leg. Then one on the wall. One rest on the floor. Let them lift up the velocity of your body. Easier. When your heart, they stay up and don't touch the floor. Squeeze your bottom. Brace your on your back. Squeeze your up. Tighten your core. 3, 2, 1 max. So just stay your arms and legs well together. Right? Let's go. Lifting your hands. Arm in the air. And release something. And rub up and so get to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. Arms up the table. Put your feet over your head. Begin. 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3. Exhale 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2. Squeeze off your legs straight. Curl up a little bit. Stay. Legs to 1. 4. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 5. Inhale, 2, 3. Last. 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Roll down. Still going. Good job. Take a breath. Reach out to the ceiling. Lift your arms. And roll down under pressure. Pause at the bottom. Breath in. Pull back out. Reset your breath. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Bye. Thank you, everybody on Zoom.